If there's anything else you require, just call reception.
I'm sure I'll think of something.
You can stop that right now.
How's it going with Daniel?
Now that is none of your business.
You're gonna leave me here, aren't you?
Clever boy. Swear you won't tell.
I swear.
He raped me.
I've been waiting for you a long time. All my life.
I want to report a crime. It were me. I started that fire.
He's only just come out of prison after nearly 20 years. He's still on licence. Something like this is going to get him sent straight back inside. You have to speak up for him, Mr. Woodson. Tell him he ain't been himself lately.
How so?
He's dead quiet. He hardly sleeps. He don't look me in the eye like he used to.
Do you think your father could have started the fire?
It was arson that got him sent away before, but the truth is I don't know what he's capable of. I'm only just getting to know him. I was 4 when he was sent away. My mum told me he'd died. I didn't question it. I didn't remember much about him. When my mum passed away last year, I found this letter in with her stuff. I was meant to open it when I was 18. He says how sorry he was for what he'd done, how much he missed seeing me grow up, how he hoped he could get to know me again one day. So I started prison visits about 8 months ago. He's been living with me and my husband since he got out, just till he can find a job and settle somewhere. It's been nice. We were getting on. I really thought he wanted to put the past behind him. That's why I don't understand why he'd do this.
Where are you off to?
Police station?
Really? Well, Vivien didn't have you down for today.
Maybe it slipped her mind.
Well, it's not like her.
Where is Vivien today?
She's dealing with a personal matter.
Personal matter? She called in sick this morning.
That's all I know. Sorry.
I thought you might like some water. Thank you. You okay? Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable? Let's just get on with it. Okay, this is Officer Glenn. She's just here as a witness. It's an informal interview. We're not recording it, so you can take a break at any time. Right, I'm going to ask you this first, because if it gets to court, I'm afraid it will come up. Recently, you failed to identify Lee Parker in a lineup, and you've come here today to change your original statement. Can you explain why?
At the time of the lineup, I wasn't ready to face what happened to me. I know I was wrong to make a false statement. And when I saw him, and knowing it could happen again.
Okay. Can you tell me in as much detail as possible what happened when you returned home on the night of June the 16th?
So let's go over the details. The fire was started in the early hours of Sunday morning, so what were you doing in the time leading up to that?
How's Lisa taking all this?
Mr. Harrington, I need you to focus. If you can't put over your side of the story, I can't defend you.
Who says I want you to?
You don't want a defence or you don't want me?
I don't want anything. I'm guilty.
Well, you're free to choose another brief, but you should know the next one's just going to ask you all the same questions.
Look, I already told the police everything. I torched the place. End of story.
Let's go back to Saturday evening. Where were you?
At home. We had dinner in front of the TV as usual. I decided to go for a walk. I walked around for a couple of hours. I wasn't going anywhere in particular. I just ended up there.
What happened then?
I saw the old warehouse. Saw it was derelict. Something just came over me.
How do you mean?
Just this feeling. Like an urge, I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Try.
Like all this tension had nowhere to go. I just needed to touch something to get rid of it.
Did it?
Yeah.
You must have rubbed shoulders with all sorts over the years. Murderers, rapists, arsonists. You must have heard some stories.
What are you getting at?
I read your file. In 1988, you set fire to a house, killing the man your wife was about to leave you for. That wasn't pyromania, that was revenge.
But the house was supposed to have been empty. I torched the place because he was loaded and she was only after him for his money. Don't you think I regret taking a life?
I didn't say that.
No, but you thought it, didn't you?
I said, what was the real reason you set fire to the warehouse?
I told you I needed to see something burn.
I knew something was wrong the moment I walked in. I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. He was standing in the lounge. The room was ransacked. I wasn't thinking. I started shouting, asking him what he was doing there. He just stared at me. That's when I turned and saw the other one coming at me. He had a knife.
Can you tell me what happened next?
The one with the knife looked younger, but he was in charge. What do you want? There's no money in the house. I've got some money in my purse.
Get it. You think that's enough to make us go away?
No, of course not. These are my car keys. My car's parked outside. You can take it.
We'll take whatever we want.
Ron, maybe we should just take the car.
Shut your mouth! And what did I say about using my name, Lee? Sorry about my brother. He's a bit thick in the head. Not that it matters what you know about us. After I'm done with you, you're not gonna blab to anyone.
Looks like you proved him wrong. Get a squad car to pick up Ryan Parker straight away. Vivien, do you want to take 5 minutes before we carry on?
No. Let's just keep going.
This interview is being tape recorded. The date is the 26th of August 2008 and the time is 12:23 p.m. We're at Leatherbridge Police Station in interview room 2. My name's DC Stevenson of Leatherbridge CID. Can you give your name and date of birth for the tape, please?
Sydney Harrington, 23rd of April, 1963.
Also present is your legal representative, Mr. Ronnie Woodson. Now, I understand you came into the police station at 8:15 this morning in order to turn yourself in for criminal damage. Specifically, arson on a disused warehouse not far from your daughter's residence where you've been staying. Can you confirm this?
Yes.
Sid,
You're confirming you confessed?
I need a moment to confer with my client.
Yes, I confessed.
Excuse me, can we stop the tape, please?
Don't. I burned down the warehouse.
Detective. Wait.
You got your work cut out with this one?
Yeah, well, we'll see. What have you got on him?
Other than his confession?
I meant what evidence?
Nice try.
No, I just don't think he's being straight with us.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, you've heard him. He's not clear on the details.
He gives us a time, a place, and a motive.
Oh, yeah, pyromania. There's nothing in his psych profile to back that up.
Tell that to the man he burned alive. Now, if you don't mind.
So you felt that Ryan
was the one in charge, Lee being the weaker of the two.
That was clear from the start.
And at this point, you just assumed they were there to rob the house?
Yes.
When did it get violent?
After they argued. It seemed Ryan felt as if Lee wanted to back out. He pulled me to my feet and tried to drag me towards the stairs, but I resisted. I didn't plead with him. I just refused to go. That's when he threatened to cut my throat. They forced me up the stairs. They took me into the bedroom.
Do you want to stop?
Ryan pushed me onto the bed.
Take your jacket off.
Lee was my only hope. He could have stopped him, but he held me down. Ryan had the knife in his hand all the time. He shouted at me to scream, but I wouldn't, even when he was slashing my arm. After it was over, they started arguing, but I wasn't listening. Then Ryan said something about not wanting to look at me and pushed me onto the floor. I couldn't move. Even after they'd gone.
Excuse the mess in here. I was just doing my ironing.
No, please, don't worry. I cleared it with Sid to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind.
No, of course not. Sorry.
Thank you, Mrs. Weller. Could you tell me a bit more about your father's recent state of mind? You mentioned he was a bit out of sorts or depressed, maybe.
He's been trying to get a factory job, but I don't think it's been going very well. He always seems really down when he comes back from the interviews. I've tried talking to him about it, but he just clams up. And he's been going out less and less, which is worrying, especially for me.
Why?
I don't mind him not working for a bit. I mean, we can manage. It's just, when he hangs around the house all day, he acts a bit...
A bit?
He turns all the lights on and closes the curtains during the day. And he puts the radio and the telly on at the same time, really loud.
The news coverage about the warehouse fire, do you think your father could have seen that?
Yeah, we were sitting right here when it come on last night.
Right, what was his reaction? Did he say anything?
No, he just said he was tired and went to bed. That's how a guilty man would act, isn't it, Mr. Woodson?
I might not have been guilt. Thank you. You've been a great help. Don't worry about getting up. I can see myself out.
When you get in there, just remember to breathe deeply and try to relax. Take your time. Even if you think you're sure, there's no need to say right away. Nerves or a trick of the light can throw people. I've seen it happen. So take as long as you need to consider each and every face. This is your opportunity to set things right, Vivien. To take back some of the power he took from you.
Number 4. I'm sure.